in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to sell life insurance or really just anything in general at a high level very quickly and how to learn how to be able to do that fast, right? So when I got started in the life insurance industry, I didn't know anything about sales. I didn't know anything about selling. I didn't know anything about insurance. I didn't know anything about phone sales, being good at building rapport, how to get people to say yes today. The one thing I did though is I had a lot of activity, and I had a lot of activity not knowing what I was doing. And I just tried really hard to figure it out on my own. And I kept plugging in with people to try to keep learning from the people who were doing it. And the reason that I did that was because I didn't know anything else. I didn't know any better. So that was the one thing that made the most sense to me, to be able to learn as quickly as possible. Get the information from the people who are doing it and implement it as fast as possible and see if it works. Right. And then it was always trying to look inward and say, hey, can I get better here? Can I change this? What do I change? No, I was trying to ask the people who knew how to do it so I could learn how to do it more quickly, because over time we learn things by either experience or from other people, right? And if we can learn more stuff from other people in a shorter amount of time, rather than having to go through all those learning lessons on our own, we're going to speed up our learning curve a lot. So the way I was able to do this and the way I was able to learn how to sell at a high level really, really quickly is 3 simple steps. And, it's kind of 4 steps, but it's really, really simple, right? The first thing is we're just going to have activity. We got to have a baseline of activity to be able to make adjustments to something. If we don't have any activity in general, there's no adjustments that we can make, and there's nothing that we can do to tweak our business to be able to get to where we want to go. So the first thing is we've got to have a baseline. The other day, someone asked me in here, at the office, hey, like, how many dials does it take you to get to a sale? And in my head, I was just thinking, like, it doesn't matter how many dials it takes me for me to get to a sale. It matters how many dials it takes you for you to get to a sale, because my numbers are going to be different than yours. Your numbers are different than Bob's. Bob numbers are different than Tony's and Susie's and Sarah's and everybody else's, right? It doesn't matter what my numbers are. It matters what your numbers are, so you can be reflective about where you're at and the amount of calls it takes, your closing percentage, so you can look inward and say, okay, this is like, you have to be reflective about your own numbers. This is where I'm at. What can I do to increase these numbers? Because let's say my closing percent is 45%. It doesn't mean anything for someone else. It doesn't mean, like, if it takes me 100 dials to be able to find one sale, like, that doesn't mean anything for anybody else. It might show you what's possible. It might show you a different level. It might kind of expand your mind to what you believe can be done. But in all reality, you need to know your numbers. And I'm not saying like track everything, get super analytical and don't have a lot of activity. The first step is activity, so you can find your numbers, right? I need to know my numbers so I know where I can tweak and what I can tweak, right? The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to plug into someone who knows what they're doing. So we're going to ask them questions. We're going to bring our numbers to people. Last night on a training call, someone said, hey man, these are my numbers. Can you tell me if I'm on the right path, what I should tweak, what I need to do differently? I love that. Like, that is awesome, right? Because this guy is out there doing the work and he's asking me for feedback so he can make adjustments in his own business. He's not looking for layups. He's not looking for the magic pill answer to fix everything for him, which is great. He's trying to make tweaks on his own business because he understands that it's him and him alone that's going to be able to change his business for the better. So we have to plug into people that know what they're doing so we can ask them for the feedback to be able to make corrections in our own business. That's step number 2. After that, we're going to just make the adjustment and implement the things that this person is teaching us or telling us that we need to change. If we don't make any adjustments, we're just going to run on that treadmill of the same results that we're getting right now, and we're never going to get any better. We have to make the adjustments, even if it is a little bit uncomfortable, even if I have to like push past objections and get people to understand that they need to do something about this today. And if I tell an agent, hey man, like, you got to mention payment, that they're gonna have to pay for something, and we're not just seeing if we can get you an approval, because these people are going to hang up to you when you get to the payment section of the conversation, because they don't understand that they're actually buying something, right? And they don't go out there and make that adjustment, they're never going to see the results from the adjustment, right? We don't just want the information, we want to implement the information back in the decisions that we're making so our business can grow. And that might be a little bit uncomfortable at first because you're making a new decision, something that's out of what you've been doing. But the important thing is that you make that adjustment. So over time, it becomes your new threshold, becomes the new norm. So now, as time's gone on, this is just what I do. It's become normal. Over time, I've done it 50,000 times now. And now this is just the way it's done. So now this is normal for me.